Did you know that the first electric motorcycle was built in 1867, over 150 years ago? Long before lithium batteries and regenerative braking, inventors were experimenting with electric two-wheelers that could barely go faster than a horse. Fast forward to 2026, and electric motorcycles have finally caught up to what gas bikes deliver. If you still don't know which one to get, maybe this list can help you. We're covering 12 electric motorcycles available right now or launching soon, from $10,000 urban commuters to 200 horsepower sport bikes with solid-state batteries. Let's get into it. First on the list, Zero's Sport Touring SRS. Zero's been refining electric motorcycles since most companies were still sketching concepts. When you're planning a weekend ride and checking weather forecasts 3 days out, the full fairing on this bike matters more than any spec sheet number. The fairing cuts wind, keeps rain off your chest, and makes highway speeds tolerable when November hits and you're still riding because the battery doesn't care about cold starts. The 17.3 kilowatt-hour battery delivers 171 miles around town, though highway riding at 70 miles per hour brings that down to roughly 100 miles before you're hunting for a charger. Electric torque gives you instant response. 110 horsepower with 190 newton meters means passing happens without downshifting or planning. You think it, and the bike does it. But sustained speed drains the battery fast, and you need to plan stops around charging infrastructure. Zero built multiple ride modes and regenerative braking that you can adjust through their app. When you're commuting through stop-and-go traffic, the regen system genuinely extends your range by putting energy back into the battery. Charging takes 2 to 3 hours on level 2, which works if you're plugging in at home overnight or at work. Pricing starts around $20,995, climbing higher once you add the power tank and rapid charger. This bike makes sense for riders who have structured routes, access to home charging, and want sport bike acceleration without gas stations. It doesn't make sense if you decide Friday afternoon to ride 300 miles into the mountains. Second, Livewire S2 Delmar. Rapid acceleration defines this bike, 0 to 60 miles per hour, in around 3 seconds with 84 horsepower and 194 foot-pounds of torque means it punches hard off the line, giving instant electric response that leaves gas bikes scrambling in city traffic. Livewire built this on their Aero platform, which matters because it's scalable across multiple models rather than a one-off experiment. The Street Tracker styling with 19-inch wheels and adjustable Showa suspension keeps the bike agile through tight urban corners where electric torque gives control combustion engines can't match. The 10.5 kilowatt-hour battery delivers around 113 miles of claimed city range, though sustained highway riding drops that to roughly 70 miles at 55 miles per hour. Range falls notably with speed and riding style, so this bike works best for predictable daily commutes, rather than spontaneous road trips. What makes the Delmar interesting beyond performance numbers is the tech stack. Over-the-air updates and mobile app connectivity give you navigation, tire pressure monitoring, ride profiles, and remote info viewing without plugging into a computer. Pricing starts around $15,499 for base production models, more accessible than the original Livewire 1 that launched at nearly $30,000. Level 2 charging goes from 20 to 80% in around 78 minutes, though there's no DC fast charging, which limits longer trips. This bike targets urban riders seeking quick EV mobility with tech features that outpace scooters. It's less ideal for long-distance touring due to range limitations, but if your riding stays within a 50-mile radius and you want instant torque with modern connectivity, the Delmar delivers. Coming in third, Zero's FXE. At $10,995 to $12,495, this is the most affordable way into legitimate electric motorcycle performance. That price positions it below premium EVs, while delivering something gas bikes in this range can't touch. No clutch, no gearbox. No stalling at red lights while you're still learning throttle control. You twist the grip and the bike goes. That simplicity matters if you're new to motorcycles, or if you've been riding scooters and want real motorcycle proportions without mechanical complexity. The Supermoto-inspired stance and lightweight chassis make threading through city traffic genuinely fun. The 7.2 kilowatt-hour battery delivers 105 miles around town, 60 to 90 miles in mixed riding. 46 horsepower with 78 foot-pounds of torque pushes the bike to 85 miles per hour, which sounds modest until you realize the weight sits low and the handling is playful in ways bigger electric motorcycles can't match. Zero's Cypher 2 operating system gives you eco, sport, and custom ride modes with smartphone connectivity. The regenerative braking recovers energy every time you slow down. Charging takes 9 to 10 hours on a standard outlet, so plan on plugging in overnight. The bike works for urban commuters with predictable daily mileage who want engaging rides around town. It works for new riders who appreciate clutchless simplicity and experienced riders downsizing from bigger bikes. It doesn't work if your commute involves sustained highway speeds or long-distance touring. But if 40 miles covers your daily riding and you want electric torque with approachable performance at an accessible price, the FXE delivers without the premium pricing tag of larger electric motorcycles. The Delmar delivers. At number 4, RGNT No.1 Classic. Most electric motorcycles look like they're trying too hard. Sharp angles, aggressive bodywork, futuristic styling that screams technology at you. RGNT took a different path. Hand-built in Sweden with classic motorcycle proportions and retro-inspired lines that look more 1965 than 2026. The aesthetic matters because it stands apart from everything else in the electric space. A motorcycle that looks good parked outside a coffee shop and makes you smile when you walk up to it in the morning. The craftsmanship shows in the details with clean lines and simple controls. Lightweight construction at 162 kilograms makes the bike feel nimble and playful, rather than heavy and planted. Pricing sits around 7,495 euros, roughly $8,000 to $8,500, depending on exchange rates. That's boutique territory, reflecting small batch Swedish production rather than mass manufacturing. You're paying for hand-built quality and visual distinctiveness. The specs exist, but they're not the point. 8.3 kilowatt-hour battery standard with 10.1 optional. Range runs 87 to 112 miles, depending on which pack you choose. 46 kilowatts of power, or roughly 62 horsepower, pushing the bike to 81 miles per hour. 0 to 62 happens in about 3.9 seconds, fast enough for city riding but not competing with sport bikes. The bike appeals to riders who care more about design and character than straight-line performance, urban commuters who want something that doesn't look like every other electric motorcycle, and anyone tired of futuristic styling who just wants a good-looking bike that happens to be electric. Number 5. Energica Eva Rebel. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.6 seconds, 126 kilowatts, or 171 horsepower, 215 newton meters of torque. Top speed electronically limited at 125 miles per hour. These numbers put the Eva Rebel in direct competition with Ducati Street Fighters and BMW naked sport bikes, not with urban commuter EVs. Energica built an Italian naked sport bike that happens to be electric, not an electric motorcycle pretending to be sporty. The 21.5 kilowatt-hour battery delivers range that can extend past 240 miles in real-world combined riding if you're not constantly wringing it out. More importantly, DC fast charging support means 0 to 80% in roughly 40 minutes. That charging capability changes what's possible. You can actually take this bike on spirited rides beyond your immediate area without turning every trip into an overnight charging ordeal. The Eva Rebel runs multiple ride modes, including urban, eco, rain, and sport, with adjustable regenerative braking. The bike features Brembo brakes, high-quality suspension, and sport-focused geometry, with components that match what you'd find on premium combustion sport bikes. Pricing climbs above $25,000 depending on region and specification. You're paying for genuine sport bike performance with electric power delivery. This bike targets riders transitioning from high-powered gas sport bikes who want comparable acceleration and handling without emissions. Experienced riders who enjoy canyon carving and spirited riding where instant torque matters, and anyone who values top-tier performance over affordability or beginner friendliness. It's not for casual commuters, new riders intimidated by aggressive power, or budget-conscious buyers. the Eva Rebel delivers superbike excitement with electric efficiency. That's what you're paying for. Coming in at number 6, Honda WN7. The big four Japanese manufacturers spent years watching startups and boutique brands experiment with electric motorcycles. Honda finally delivered their first full-size electric model in late 2025, with early 2026 deliveries rolling out. That matters because Honda brings something startups can't match with established dealer networks across Europe and other regions: decades of manufacturing, reliability, and service infrastructure that actually exists instead of depending on a single workshop in California or Sweden. The WN7 positions itself as the safe bet. 9 to 9.3 kilowatt-hour fixed battery integrated into the chassis delivers more than 130 to 140 kilometers on test cycles, or roughly 75 to 87 miles, depending on regional specs. Real-world mixed riding lands around 120 kilometers, 50 kilowatts of power, or about 68 horsepower, with 100 newton meters of torque. Top speed above 110 kilometers per hour. These are competent mid-size performance numbers for everyday street riding rather than exceptional specs. DC fast charging handles 20 to 80% in approximately 30 minutes. That infrastructure compatibility makes the bike practical for urban commuting and shorter tours where fast charging stations exist. Pricing sits around £12,999 in UK markets, or roughly $17,700 with regional adjustments. That's mainstream territory without boutique pricing or premium performance costs. Honda's targeting riders who want dependable everyday transportation with Honda dealership support, commuters with predictable daily mileage who value proven OEM backing over startup innovation, and conservative buyers who trust established manufacturers more than new electric brands. The WN7 isn't pushing boundaries but bringing Honda reliability to electric motorcycles. Number 7. Zero's XB and XE off-road models. Trail riding without dealing with carburetor jetting, oil changes, or two-stroke fuel mixing. No engine noise, scaring wildlife, or annoying neighbors when you're loading the bike early morning. Just instant electric torque that makes technical sections easier because you're not worrying about stalling or clutch control on steep climbs. The XE delivers around 65 miles at moderate trail speeds with 15.5 kilowatts, or roughly 21 horsepower. The smaller XB makes about 10 horsepower, with a range around 47 miles. Neither bike is built for highway use. What separates these from other electric dirt bikes is the swappable battery system. You can carry spare battery packs and swap them trailside in minutes. The XE uses a 4.3 kilowatt-hour pack, and the XB runs a 2.4 kilowatt-hour battery. Both charge from standard outlets. The XE's lightweight build at around 139 pounds makes it manageable for riders of all sizes without the fatigue from wrestling heavy bikes through technical terrain. Simple ride modes give you eco, standard, and sport settings. Pricing starts around $4,395 for the XB and $6,495 for the XE. That's accessible compared to many gas dirt bikes. These bikes work for beginner off-road riders and families looking for manageable electric dirt bikes without noise concerns. Experienced trail riders who want torque-rich instant power with low maintenance, and recreational riders seeking fun without gas engine complexity. They're not street legal in most regions, and they're not designed for commuting. But if you want simple electric off-road fun, Zero delivered it. 8th on the list, Soco TC Max. $7,000 to $8,000 gets you an actual electric motorcycle with cafe racer styling and real motorcycle proportions, not a scooter with motorcycle styling. A legitimate entry into electric motorcycle ownership that costs less than most used cars. The retro-inspired design with 17-inch wheels and belt drive gives you handling closer to a motorcycle than typical budget electric options. The 5 kilowatt peak power translates to roughly 6.7 horsepower with torque around 160 to 180 newton meters. Top speed hits 93 to 95 kilometers per hour, or about 58 to 59 miles per hour. Range runs 60 to 110 kilometers, or roughly 37 to 68 miles, with the 72-volt 45 amp-hour lithium battery. Those numbers won't impress anyone comparing it to larger motorcycles. This bike isn't competing with sport bikes or touring machines, but with 125cc class bikes and electric scooters, where the performance makes sense. What makes the TC Max practical is the removable battery. You can take it inside to charge at your apartment or office without needing dedicated garage space. Charging takes 4 to 8 hours from a standard outlet. The bike appeals to urban commuters who want fun, stylish rides at low cost. New riders seeking manageable steps into full motorcycle licensing without gas or clutch complexity. Budget-focused buyers who still want vehicles with true motorcycle proportions, and apartment dwellers who benefit from removable battery charging flexibility. Not for long highway travel or riders desiring high performance beyond city riding. But at this price point, with this styling, the TC Max delivers accessible electric motorcycling. Coming in at number 9, Ryvid Anthem. California built with aerospace-inspired design principles that prioritize balanced weight distribution. 50-50 front-to-rear weight split improves handling confidence at varied speeds without the front-heavy or rear-heavy characteristics that plague poorly designed motorcycles. The engineering approach focuses on optimization rather than domination, not the fastest electric motorcycle or the longest range, but a balanced package that delivers competent performance across multiple metrics. The operational cost angle matters for riders calculating total ownership expenses. Estimates suggest $160 of electricity covers roughly 60,000 miles of riding. Compare that to gas motorcycles burning premium fuel, and the math shifts dramatically over 5 years. The 4.3 kilowatt-hour battery with integrated 3.3 kilowatt charger delivers around 75 miles in eco mode, with typical combined range hitting 57 to 60 miles in mixed riding. Performance mode reduces range but delivers top speeds over 75 miles per hour. Peak power reaches 20 kilowatts, or roughly 27 horsepower in sport mode. Level 2 onboard charging runs 20 to 80% in approximately 30 minutes. The removable battery simplifies charging for riders without home charging infrastructure. Multiple ride modes allow efficiency or performance focus. Pricing historically advertised around $8,995 positions it competitively below many premium EV motorcycles. The Anthem works for daily urban commuters who want practical electric motorcycles with real range for work commutes, value-oriented buyers appreciating low operating costs and easy charging, and riders seeking simple yet spirited urban transportation. Not optimal for long highway journeys or riders needing DC fast charging on extended tours, but the balanced engineering approach delivers rational electric mobility. Number 10. Land Moto District ADV. Adventure riding without needing a truck and trailer to get your bike to trailheads. The compact, lightweight ADV design makes mixed-terrain riding accessible without the logistics that come with full-size adventure motorcycles. Instant electric torque and low stall risk make trail riding easier for new adventure riders or experienced riders who want fun without the physical demands of wrestling heavy bikes through technical sections. 17 kilowatts of peak power translates to roughly 22 to 23 horsepower, optimized for trail and street agility. The adventure styling with friendly ergonomics means you get off-road capability without intimidation. Multiple editions, including an Ascent edition with higher torque and upgraded components, cater to enthusiasts who want more capability. The standard lithium battery with onboard charging typically requires overnight charging on level 1 or faster times with level 2. Claimed range extends around 110 miles on larger battery options, though real conditions vary based on terrain and riding style. Pricing starts around $11,200 for standard models, with special editions climbing to roughly $12,700. Limited production runs, with some editions capped around 30 units, mean inventory can be scarce. The District ADV appeals to adventure riders who want light, electric, trail, and casual off-road capability for mixed terrain, daily commuters who appreciate adventure styling, and riders who value low-maintenance electric torque in trail settings. less ideal for long off-grid tours where DC fast charging infrastructure is sparse. But for accessible adventure riding with electric simplicity, the District ADV delivers capability without the weight and complexity of traditional ADV bikes. Number 11. Verge TS Pro. 370 miles of claimed range on a single charge. That number challenges everything most riders assume about electric motorcycle limitations. The 33.3 kilowatt-hour solid-state battery represents the first production-oriented use case of this technology in motorcycles with higher energy density and faster charging compared to conventional lithium-ion cells. Verge claims you can add 186 miles of range in 10 minutes using DC fast charging, up to 200 kilowatts. That charging speed changes the conversation about long-distance electric riding. The hubless rear motor eliminates conventional chain or belt drive systems with no maintenance on drive components. The donut-shaped motor integrated into the rear wheel creates distinctive aesthetics while reducing mechanical complexity. 136.8 horsepower with 737 foot-pounds of torque pushes the bike from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3.5 seconds with a top speed of 124 miles per hour. Pricing starts around $29,900 to $30,900, depending on specification, with special editions priced higher. Pre-orders and deliveries are scheduled for select markets in 2026, including US and EU regions, but production scale remains limited. This bike targets early adopters and tech enthusiasts who want bleeding-edge EV hardware, performance riders interested in extreme torque and fast charging claims, and riders with access to DC fast chargers seeking extended range. The Verge TS Pro pushes boundaries for what electric motorcycles can deliver. Rounding out at number 12, Royal Enfield Flying Flea C6 and S6. Royal Enfield's bringing classic heritage into the electric era, with their first dedicated electric models scheduled to launch in early to mid-2026. The C6 arrives first around Q1 or Q2, with the S6 following later in the year. The C6 targets urban commuters, with classic Royal Enfield styling wrapped around modern EV tech. The S6 brings dual-purpose geometry, with off-road capability, and configurable ABS for urban and light trail use. Expected pricing sits around 200,000 to 300,000 rupees in India, or roughly $2,400 to $3,600. That positions both models competitively in emerging markets, where Royal Enfield maintains strong presence. Heritage design cues define both bikes with classic proportions paired with electric powertrains. The S6 features multiple custom ride modes and advanced connectivity, including phone integration, navigation, and over-the-air updates. Final specifications haven't been confirmed yet, with range figures and power outputs remaining TBD until production units roll out. These bikes appeal to heritage fans curious about electric motorcycles, budget urban commuters in price-sensitive markets, and versatile riders drawn to the S6's City Plus light adventure capability. Not ideal for riders wanting detailed specs immediately, or those in regions where availability may lag behind India. But for accessible electric motorcycles with classic Royal Enfield character, the Flying Flea models bridge heritage and future mobility. So there you have it, 12 electric motorcycles for 2026. Innovative? Yes. But which one would you actually buy? Drop a comment and let us know if you'd go with electric or stick to gas bikes. Share this with your friends that need to argue with you. Ride safe, and we'll see you in the next one.